Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I, of course, am your host, CDB. You are not, and today we're going to do a shave with the RazoRock Lupo, which is a special request from viewers. I've gotten a number of emails requesting to use this razor for shave, and that's what we're going to do today. Nice looking aluminum razor, currently going for $29.99, I want to say. If I'm wrong, don't sue me. At Italian Barber, and this razor is rumored to be modeled after the Wolfman style razor, with the difference being that they actually RazoRock rounded the edges here, whereas on some of the Wolfman the blade sticks out a little bit. A lot of debate about that issue as far as, you know, using a design and having it inspiring your design. You know how I feel about it. If there's no patent and you're not breaking any laws and you produce something, it's good for those who don't have the $500 to plop down. So we're going to use this razor today, highly requested. We're going to use the Lathering, or however you say that, shaving cream. And I'm going to roll again with the RazoRock pre-shave cube that I used yesterday because it just worked good. Worked well, I should say. Did it make a discernible difference? I don't know, but I liked it, and so I'm going to apply a little more today. By the way, if you are new to the channel, or if you've been watching the channel for a long time and you haven't subscribed, please take the time to hit that subscribe button right now. It helps me out, and if you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. And that does not mean that you agree with all my opinions and takes. It's just that you appreciate the effort and so on and so forth. I certainly appreciate those of you who are coming by to watch these videos, and I want to thank you. So stick around, subscribe, and come back and check them. I've had some growth in the channel over the last few weeks, and I really appreciate it. So the increased content has led to some growth, and I'm very thankful for those of you who are coming by. So thanks again. All right, let's get to lathering here. Apply just a little more moisture, and we'll get running. Shaving brush is, of course, the West Coast shaving brush that I use all the time. I've been using a few other brushes recently because the West Coast shaving synthetic has passed all my tests in terms of, being durable, being inexpensive, and just generally doing a good job. And so nothing more to prove. Check out those brushes that they have. They have a lot of good synthetic options, low cost or affordable synthetic options, which is great. There should really, the only time a synthetic brush, for those of you who are new, should be expensive is if you are getting a custom handle. That is to say, a handle that was designed specifically for you, hand turned by one of the artisan handle makers like Wolf Whiskers or someone like that. There are many. I'm just mentioning him as one. Nathan from Envy Shave. That is the only time a synthetic brush should be pricey. Generally speaking, anything out of the $30 to $40 range, if it gets above 40 in particular, it starts to get questionable unless it's a custom. So just take that for what it's worth, because the knots are dirt cheap, and if it's a manufactured handle, it's cheap unless it's custom hand turned. So, okay, our first few strokes with the Lupo, and that feels quite good. This is aluminum, and so it's very, very light. So it's going to be a different experience if you've ever handled a stainless steel Wolfman, which is a terrific razor. Super expensive and hard to get. Very, very good razor. But man, really nice shaver here. I'm surprised. Actually, it's actually surprising that it feels as good as it does. I don't know, it just feels nice. I don't know. It's got, for me, this sort of efficiency that I like, which is close to the medium range. It's not on the super mild end, which I don't like usually. So that's good. But it just feels good. It feels like a natural. It's very natural to find the angle on this razor. So I'm liking it so far. And again, you know, it's early on and you can't tell much early on. But I mean, obviously you can tell whether you like the way a razor is shaving. You can't answer the questions about long-term longevity and how it performs if you use it every single day, so on and so forth. But you can certainly express how it feels, and it feels really good. So there's that. So for those of you who are sort of been waiting to see another account of this razor, or maybe you're just, you know, waiting to see what I say, it feels good. That I can tell you. Now, I will say this, and I repeat this all the time because I don't want anybody to think that I proclaim myself to be the end-all, be-all when it comes to traditional wet shaving, because it is quite the opposite. I do not. I am one voice among many. I've used a lot of equipment. Other people have too. There's plenty of people with you know, as much experience as I have, some with a lot more. And on the other hand, I've had a lot of experience myself and have tried lots and lots of gear. So I'm just one voice. It's an experienced opinion and one that's had lots of gear come through here. But ultimately, please make sure you're consuming other content and seeing how they feel about the gear as well. But that first pass was terrific. That felt really, really good. And so we will move on with our second pass here and see if it continues to feel super nice, because that really felt good. All right, why I'm lathering all the way up to my eyeballs, I don't know. Just am. Really nice. Not threatening, very smooth. And that's exactly what I like. This is right up my alley in terms of level of aggression, in terms of the way it feels, and it's smooth. This is, for me, you know, I've used the Eco or Echo razor. This is a lot smoother than that for me. It feels a lot better. Not that the Eco is bad, or Echo, whatever you want to call it. This one just feels a lot smoother. Not, again, that the Echo is rough, but comparatively, the Eco is rough compared to this razor. Just my face. Again, it's all subjective when it comes to how a particular razor feels. But for me, if you find your opinion intersecting with mine quite a bit, whereas we agree, and you're like, yeah, when he says something smooth, I like it too, then, you know, you're likely to enjoy it. Why am I going down again? I need to be going across the grain. Again, I'm babbling and not paying attention and losing track of what I'm doing, which is no good. But wow, really nice shaver. I would go as far as saying, of the RazoRock things that I've tried recently in terms of shavers, this is maybe the smoothest of the ones that I've tried. Just feels good. Feels good in the hand. Of course, it's aluminum, so it's going to be, you know, lightweight, so expect that. But nice little shaver. And I think the story, you know, I read a little bit. I try not to read too much, but I wanted to find out what the buzz about this razor was. And essentially it came down to the fact that, or, you know, according to Joe, that someone sent him a super premium razor in the $500 range, allegedly Wolfman, for him to try for a number of weeks. And then based on that design, he had this razor produced based on his specifications, with inspiration from the $500 premium razor. So the plug is, hey, you can get a similar shave to that $500 razor. Whether you can or cannot, I can't tell you because I don't have one anymore. Mine long since departed. But I will say that premium razor, if it is Wolfman, is terrific. Absolutely. But hard to get and expensive. And this one is, last I checked, currently in stock and like 30 bucks or 40 at the max. It's 29 or 39, I can't recall. But it shaves well. I can't tell you whether it shaves like a Wolfman because I don't have one here to try. But I will say it's smooth. It's well balanced, very lightweight, as you would expect, again, for an aluminum razor, but feels really nice. Probably the smoothest offering that I've had from RazoRock for quite some time. Not that they've been producing things that are super, super rough, but this one just feels good. Just feels good to me. Now, I don't know what the consensus of the community is on this razor. I only read enough to know that this was modeled maybe after a Wolfman and that was the inspiration, and that's as much as I know. I don't know how people generally feel about this razor. I deliberately avoid that sort of information until I use it because I want my reactions to be organic as I'm using it and not something that's gotten in my head from other users. This is the greatest razor of all time. And then I go, ooh, this is the greatest razor of all time. No, I just want to use it and then convey to you what my feelings are based on the use live. And so that's what they're doing. And my feelings are quite favorable on this razor. Feels good. Now, some people, if you just really, really love stainless steel, that heft, then obviously an all aluminum razor is you're going to, go, it doesn't weigh enough. I don't feel like it's, if you have a steady diet of stainless steel all the time, and that's what you're like, there's maybe no aluminum razor that's going to be great for you, or in terms of your preference. Will it work well? Yeah, probably. But if you just prefer heft, this one doesn't have it. But in terms of the shave, I'm very pleased. Nice and smooth, no razor, no blade sticking out there. Everything's rounded, no sharp edges on the razor itself. No gimmicks. Just regular old safety razor based on another great design. And it works well. What can I say? I mean, we'll use it more, of course, as we like to do more than just one video for a razor, typically, especially one that I know there's a great deal of interest in. And I'll say, this is a heck of a nice safety razor for the price. If you've been on the fence, as long as you're not opposed to aluminum, like if you just don't like lightweight razors, this may not be for you, probably isn't. But if aluminum, if you're willing to take a shot on aluminum and you don't mind lightweight, it's a good shaver. It's a good shaver, that I can tell you without question. And that is where I'm going to stop today. Good shaver, enjoyed it. I want to thank all of you for making these shaves possible, because it's your views and your sharing of the video that makes it possible. So thank you. Please continue to do so. And until next time, I've been your host, CDB. You are not. God bless.